We're into chapter 15, which is mean, median, and mode, or statistics. Statistics lists data, and then we try and make sense of that data. You're constantly thrown statistics, and you have to figure out what they're trying to say. And there's a famous phrase that says, stats can lie. If you don't understand mean, median, and mode and their difference, then advertisers can manipulate them and make you believe one thing when it's not even true. So we've got a couple of things that we use to organize our mean, median, and mode so we can look at them. The first one we're going to look at here is the stem and leaf. So what I have here are the grades on a chemistry test, randomly put there. We're going to organize these grades so we can look at them. Using a stem and leaf, what we do is we take each grade, we take a 90. We take the stem and then the leaf. So see what I did to 90? I made it 9 and a 0. 95, now since I already have the stem as 9, I just put the leaf here as 5. Let's see, do I have any other 90s in here? 92. Well, now the problem is you should put these in order. So in between here, it should be a 2. And I got another 90 right there, so I need to add another 0. So if I were writing this correctly, I'd have to rewrite it and realize that I have a stem of 9, 2 leaves of 0, a 2, and a 5. Do I have any other 90s? Nope. And now you'd go do the same thing for your 80s. So I have 84. Do I have any other 84s? Nope, 84. So I'd have an 8 and a 4. And now 85. There's a 5. Do I have any other 85s? Yep, right there. So I put 2 5s. And you get the idea. 86. 87 and an 88. And you can see it gets pretty quickly organized. Oh, I do have an 82 right there I missed. So I'm going to have to put the 2 in the front there. One of the things you have to do when you do a stem and leaf is you have to write a key. So I know what I'm looking at. So in other words, I'd say key. And I'd take something like 74 equals 7/4. So I know what I'm looking at. So when you do a stem and leaf, you must have a key on the bottom. Now we could sit here in this video and organize all this, but this is what a stem and leaf would look like. And now looking at this, I am able to find my mean, my median, and my mode. I'm not going to take too much time to go over these. What I am going to introduce is a new word, central tendencies. Mean, median, and mode find the center based on different definitions. Mean being the average, which you're most familiar with because that's how we do your grades. Median is the measure in the middle, and we remember that we have to put our data in order to find the middle. And mode is the piece of data that occurs the most. So if I go back to my stem and leaf, I can look at this and I can find my median pretty easily. My median says my lowest cross off with my highest to find the middle. So I could do this. I could go low, high, low, high. 1, 2, 3 low, 1, 2, 3 high. 1, 2, 3, 4 low, 1, 2, 3, 4 high. And then look what I have right here. I'm left with 82 and 84. So I know my median is 83. Likewise, I can kind of peruse it very quickly to find my mode. Which piece of data occurs the most? I got 54, 60, well, I got 67 right now occurring twice. Nobody occurs twice there. Right here, I've got 85 occurring twice. And down here, I've got 90 occurring twice. So I have a tie for mode. 67, 85, and 90. The only one that you have to do out by hand is mean. You'd have to add all these up and divide. Another one we could have is a frequency distribution table. I can take my information and I can group it, and then I can say how many I have. So since these are grades on a test, I could do something like 50 through 59, 60 through 69, 70 through 79, 80 through 89, 90 through 99. And remember, when you do your intervals, they have to be even. And I could say, all right, how many 50 through 59s do I have? 1. How many 60 through 69s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many 70 through 79s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many 80 through 89s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many 90 through 99s do I have? 4. So again, this should all be pretty much review from 8th grade. The last way we're going to look at this is how to make a box and whisker. Now, up above, I have the same information from the beginning. I have those chemistry scores, but look what I did with them. I put them in order from least to greatest. Now, I could have gone back and I could have used my stem and leaf to do this, no problem. But I put them in order to show you another way to do this. I have to make a box and whisker, and a box and whisker is based on these 5 statistical summaries. It's based on the first quartile, the second quartile, the third quartile, the maximum, and don't know why it didn't show up, the minimum. Alright, second quartile is the median. Well, you understand what the median is, so let's do that. I'm going to cross off, and this is how I cross off. Lowest with highest. Now you see how my slashes went in opposite directions? That's so I know when I get to my middle. Low with a high, 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 and then I'm left with 2. So my median, my score in the middle, is 83. That is called my second quartile, but right now you know it as median, and you'll see why it's a second quartile in just a second. Alright, my first quartile, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do it with the lower half of my numbers. I'm going to do median again. Low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. I'm left with these 2. And the average between 68 and 74, well, they're 6 away from each other, so that's 3. So 71 is going to be my first quartile. So get it? My first quartile is the median of the lower half. So my third quartile is the median of the upper half. And another way to do this would be, instead of using my little arrows, you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that means 5 numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 numbers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's in between 87 and 88? 87.5. Alright, so what is a box and whisker? That's what we're going to put here. We want to represent this data by a picture that we're going to call a box and whisker. Well, I'm going to get myself a dot right here. I'm going to take this data now and represent it on this number line right here. So the first thing I have to do is I have to get a number line that represents my minimum to my maximum. So on here, my minimum is 54, and my maximum is 95. So when I look at this number line right here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got plenty of room. I've got 60, and I see that the range from my lowest to my highest is 41. So I'm going to call this 55 right here. 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. Now, my minimum. So I put a dot over 54. Now, not on the number line, over it. And my maximum is 95. So I put a dot there. Now I'm going to put my dot on my other 5 statistical summaries. All right, my first quartile was at 71. My median, or second quartile, was at 83. My third quartile was at 87.5. So there's 86, 87, 87.5 is right there. Now, where does the box come from? Well, here it is. I then take a box to represent the first through third quartiles. So I'm going to take these dots and I'm going to move them away. Whoops. And this has to go from 71 to 87.5. And then I take a line and I represent the median. Right here at 83. Now, you don't have to draw those other dots first. It's getting annoying. Alright, let's line this back up. 71 to 87.5. This one's going to go at 83. And there's your box. And then you have your whiskers. And your whiskers connect your box to your maximum and your box to your minimum. So now when somebody looks at this, if they didn't have these numbers in front of them, so if I took all these numbers away, I could look at this and I could say, wow, whatever this person studied, there was a low of 54, a high of 95, and most of the scores, see what this shows? This shows where most of the scores lie. And then this, we know, is the middle of those scores. So we get an idea of where most people are. Again, central tendency. And then we have what we call our outliers, which we'll talk about on another day.